Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back. This is Monday Mindset number 2. So it's a fresh new week, and we always want to start the week with our best foot forward. And so, what that means is getting our mind right for the week and setting the tone for the rest of the week. So, last week we focused on legacy. And so, when we talked about legacy, we said, what do we want to be remembered for? What do we want people to say about us when we are gone? We discussed how this is not influenced by the amount of money you make, it's influenced by the lives you touch and how you impact others. That could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be your community, but that is your legacy. It could be the way you raise your kids and how they impact the world and others. So, what will your legacy be? What impact will you have on the continuing future? All right, so we thought about that last week. This week, we're going to rein it in a little bit, right? We went big picture, and now we're coming back to a smaller view. And what we want to talk about this week is focus. So a lot of people have set goals. A lot of us have set goals for the new year. We have all this hope and we have all this ambition that comes with a new year, which is natural, it's traditional for many. So what we want to do is really stop and practice our ability to focus on what we want to get done. So that could be focusing on your vision, focusing on your legacy, focusing on your goals, focusing on your thoughts, but practicing that ability to focus on something, and that ability will lead you to further success in the future. A lot of times we start something and we lose focus, we lose that drive, we get tired and we kind of fall off of our goals. This usually happens with New Year's resolutions in February. So we're going to practice this skill now so that when February comes along, we already have built that muscle and that ability to focus and that self-determination to keep moving towards our goals. So when 2022 comes in, we're not looking back at what we didn't accomplish in 2021. All right? So let's think about this. What are we going to do this week to maintain focus? Well, first, what are you focusing on? Take a second to think about what do you want to focus on this week. All right, you may want to write it down. You may just take a mental note. You may put a little note in your phone. What is it that you want to focus on this week? All right, once you have that, what we need to do to build this skill is set aside some time, maybe every day, every other day, this week, where we're going to focus on that. It could be at the red light in the car. It could be while you're driving in the car. You could be driving and thinking about what you want to do, but also focus on the road, right? We don't want to lose focus on the road. But yeah, it could be, hey, I'm a mom, so shower time is good for me. It's my alone time. It could be locked in my closet picking out clothes, but taking that time in that moment when we're usually alone or we have some type of peace or our environment is settled, to think about what we want to accomplish and reset our mind on what we need to do to get there. All right, so when you take this time to focus, I want you to take a few minutes every day, every other day, to focus on what you want to accomplish and make sure you're setting yourself up to be successful this year. So I want you to, number one, tune out distractions during this time. So distractions could be the TV, the radio, social media. It could be family, friends, phone calls. Distractions could be negative thoughts, self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors. I want this time to really be focused on what you want to achieve. We're practicing the ability to focus. All right? Then I want you to think about what you want to do this week, next week. And if next week is too much, just think about, what do I want to accomplish this week? You may not be able to accomplish everything, and that is okay. But find one thing at least that you want to do this week that is aligned with that legacy or that vision that you have for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to focus on what you want for yourself, and that is okay. So I want you to practice out carving that intentional time out to focus on what you want for yourself. And this week, start with a week. It could be intimidating to look at a month or a year. Start with a week. So an example for me would be, I need to eat healthy this week, and I need to think about that every single day this week. And usually it's in the mornings. I think about, okay, what am I going to eat today, so that I'm not rushing and picking up fast food. So that I'm prepared to do better in that area. Next, write it down. Take a little note. Some people like pen and paper, like I do. I like pencils when I'm brainstorming. You could use your phone, right? Your phone is an awesome tool to take a note. Use your notes, use your calendar to block off that time. Use your alarms maybe to remind you of the time to do it. Set the time that works best for you. Do not plan it in the middle of your workday when people are contacting you constantly. It may be in the morning, it may be during lunch, it may be at night while you're in bed. But try to set aside a really good time that actually works for your lifestyle, right? So write it down. Type it up. Use it as a mantra in your head each day. But some type of way you want to get this ingrained in your head and reminded, so that you will naturally be reminded of what you're trying to accomplish and what you want to do. Don't forget the why. The why is what keeps us going when we are tired, when we feel defeated. The why is so important. So do not forget the why. All right? So create a reminder. Like I said, you can use your phone, your Outlook, your Google Calendar, whatever it is that you use to create a reminder that pops up on screen, stops you in your tracks to focus on that goal, or just to remind you of that goal, right? I have done that where I've had positive messages come across and I want to save them. I literally put them in my calendar, and every day or every Sunday, that line came up, that motivational quote came up for me, and I read it and it kept it instilled in my spirit. All right? And then just make sure, again, you have that dedicated time. So I want to reiterate, we talked about legacy last week. Today we're talking about the ability to focus. And that is driven by our why, but we're going to create some intentional practices to help us be able to focus now while we still have that drive and that energy, that New Year's energy for our goals. We're going to practice focusing now so that when February and March come, we're still headed in the right direction. We're still moving. We have those skills to keep us moving even when we're tired, demotivated, deflated. Those days happen. It's okay. Remember that why and create this intentional time to focus on what you want every single day. Every single day too much, every other day. Every day too much, every week. But don't go any further than that. Because if you do every month or every other week, you're going to lose it in between. So make sure you're taking that time, type it, write it, create reminders for yourself, and you are going to do great this year. So I'm super excited to get this week started. Let me know what you're focusing on and what tools or what tricks are you using to maintain your focus. All right, guys, it's Monday Mindset. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe so that we can build this family to keep us moving and motivated together. It's always better with a team. All right? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.